Hello, folks, and welcome to another edition of Friday Night LAIKA. This is our seventh one, which is kind of hard to believe since it feels like we only started to do it a tiny while ago. But this is it, our seventh one. And for today's work, we're going to think about making a ghost story together, or a spooky story, or maybe some kind of horror idea. So if you're joining today, please do say hi in the chat room, so I can see you and say hello back, and we can get a little bit of interaction going. And today, we're going to be working with 5 different Irish Gothic writers. So I've got a little bit of Bram Stoker, Dracula. We've got Sheridan Le Fanu's Carmilla. We've got Melmoth the Wanderer by Charles Maturin, Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, and Time and the Gods by Alfred Lord Dunsany. So that's what we're going to be working with. And hello, Petra. Nice to see you. And hello, Kat. Also nice to see you too. It's good to see you here in spooky season. I even have a candle that you know well from other environments. And it's here today to light our way through finding our way through the story. So before we get started with making up our little story, I just wanted to point out 2 things that we have coming up. One of them is the Clash of Realities conference, which is happening next week in Cologne. In the university there. I'm going to be giving a workshop on writing with AI on the Friday, and also a talk about writing with AI. So that's on the Friday next week. If you're going to be around, let me know. Would love to chat. And the other thing we have coming up is Adventure X, which is the Narrative Games Convention in London, which is going to be on the weekend of the 5th and 6th of November, and we're going to be giving a workshop there on the Sunday. So if you're going to be there too, let us know, and we would love to see you. But that's not what we're doing today. No. Today we're going to make a story with some Irish writers from the past. And so one of the things I wanted to try and do today is talk a little bit about like how, LAIKA is basically like taking the context of the text we're working with and then like using that style to get into it. So I thought we could just try a few sample sentences with the different brains to get an idea and a shape of like how they feel a little bit different, so we know which ones we want to work with. So let's just start with like something very, very simple and basic to just see what the brains have to offer us. So let's just start like with it was a dark night in Castle, let's say Leszensky, since I've been to a place called that lately. It was a dark night in Castle Leszensky, and we'll just see what kind of different things the different brains give us, just to get a feel for what they have going on. So let's start with Dracula and see what he has to say. The moon was shining with its usual yellow gleam, but I could hear the sleeping of the ground. Okay, I love this already. The sky was so clear, though with a few red clouds, that I felt as if my way were dark. Okay, this is very evocative already. Loving this. Thank you, Bram. And let's see what else there is. Lord Godalming's carriage was inching along. We hope the Count will be in soon. We were all in the dark. Okay. So I love the first one the most, especially into I could hear the sleeping of the ground. I'm actually going to write that down because we might want to put that in later into the story. But for now, we're just going to work our way through the guys and see what kind of stuff they have. But yeah, I could hear the sleeping of the ground. Let's pull that one back in later and see what it has. Okay, so after Dracula, let's try Sheridan Le Fanu. Whose book Carmilla, it's a vampire novel, and it actually came before Bram Stoker, was an inspiration for Stoker. Our drive had come to knees when I heard a scream. All on the ground, all dazed. Okay. I felt rather unaccountably nervous. I really don't know how to account for it, but I felt nervous all night long. Okay, I feel you, brah. That's how I feel all the time, but let's see. And we were all absorbed in our singular, profoundly themed trees. My father asked me, as he often did, whether I thought the moon was shining. That's actually pretty good as well. I think there's something in that. That sounds to me like a piece that we might want to put in. I'm going to write that one down as well on the side. because I think it could be good. My father asked me, as he often did, whether I thought the moon was shining. I love the whether I thought the moon was shining, not whether the moon was shining, whether I thought the moon was shining. Okay, great. So we've got two little bits that we can ping in later if we feel like it. But let's see what our next contestant has to say for themselves. Maturin, have any of you read Melmoth the Wanderer? It is an absolute trip. It is the most like dread-soaked book I've ever read. It's just like you feel like it's kind of crawling up your throat and like around the back of your head. Absolutely, you should try it out, Petra. I mean, if you like these old school books that have that real creepy, grimy feeling, Maturin is definitely your man. Yeah, Kat, it's like it's a bake-off is what it is, just like last week. So the Melmoth line, our wainscoted sermon dwelling in the house of the Duke had not done much good. Okay, dramatic, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure where we can go with that. And though the sky was immense and the clouds so high and red, I felt a kind of excitement. Okay, I like that. I like that. We were standing under the arbour of the church, an old monk. Would it not be well for us to burn the church, Father? Well, that certainly seems like there's something going on there. Okay, red clouds again. Good point, Petra. I think we need to note down the red clouds because this is something that is coming through on the subconscious level here that we want to make sure we get these red clouds going. Oh, hello, Nicholas. Nice to see you too. We are here with the writing, whose name I forget by ignorant authority. Yeah. What does that even mean? I don't know, but I'm loving it. Okay, so this is the Melmoth version. Yeah, the clouds so high and red. Okay, so now have we had 3 or 4? 3, I think. We've had Dracula, Carmilla, and Melmoth. So now let's see what Oscar Wilde has to say about this. I just did the picture of Dorian Gray for this brain. I was working on a different brain that had also some more of his ghost stories, but they didn't have quite as good. They had 2 long lines. It wasn't feeling as nice when I worked with it. So Lord Henry standing in the hall in a dress of yellow silk, the golden gold turban on his head. Okay. A green sodden bed with a stick in one hand and a nameless crimson stained candle in the other. Okay, interesting. What are you saying here, Kat? I feel like someone in charge maybe has grown ignorant because of their authority and no longer puts the effort in to remember people's names. Yeah, that's actually a really good one. That's a really good idea. I like that. That feels like it too. Unfortunately, he's now lost to the mists of time. We'll never get that line back. Oh, thank you, Mar. Hello to the Mar. Would you like to say hello to the
hello,
stream?
world.
Yeah. Mar bringing some very fitting red wine for the occasion. Here we are. And Nicholas says hello, Bo.
Oh, hi, Nicholas.
Okay, agitated farmer stuntman. That is my guy, all right. Okay, so this green sodden bed with a stick in one hand and a nameless crimson stained candle in the other. I'm loving this. Loving this very much. I think Wilde has a lot of good stuff going on. A lot of colours. We're seeing a lot of colours today. People were lying dead in the streets. Okay, and nobody knew what happened. Well, okay. Amazing. Again, a lot going on and a lot of evocative things. So the last one's coming. Moochie, hello. Nice to see you. We are making ghost stories with a bunch of Irish writers, and we're just first of all testing out what they each have to give us with the line "It was a dark night in Castle Lashensky," and just to kind of get a flavour for the brains and feeling before we move on and try to make something ourselves. So now the last one is Alfred Lord Dunsany. Yeah, the party's here now. Woo! It's like the wine comes and then the mooch comes. This is the way. This is the truth. Okay, well, let's see what Dunsany has to give us. The fire of the gods were shining red upon the world. Well, I don't know about you, but this sounds to me like we have found the origin of why the clouds have been red twice already. The fires of the gods shining red upon the world. I love it. So Mooch, since you've just arrived, we've basically already had 2 instances with red clouds coming in. And so now we have the reason. The fires of the gods were shining red upon the world. Beautiful. Thank you, Dunsany. What else do you have to give us? Okay, that one is a little bit more chaotic. And okay, a lot of stuff about marble and the hall of the temple of the gods. But in fact, the first one was perfect. So I'm very much here for this. Here for the red, here for the spook, and I'm feeling it. So now we have a kind of a feeling of the different brains and how they work. If we look at them, like we can see they're all quite color oriented today. It's very interesting. I think we're getting a lot of different things from the different ones. The sleeping of the ground, I loved that one from the Dracula. Carmilla gave us my father asking me whether I thought of the moon shining, whether I thought the moon was shining. We've got Melmoth Wildness. We've got the Dorian Gray, which had really nice imagery in there. And now we've got the Time and the Gods, which is a little bit more chaotic, but gives us some beautiful sentences like this one here. So I think we're going to start with our story, and we're going to start with the first line. We'll pick who's going to say it next, but I would love to know what our first line is going to be. So if anyone can give us the first line or the first half of a line or an idea for a line, I would be very honored to throw it in there. I'm going to have a look what Kat's saying. A notebook application where you copy and paste. Yeah, you know what? That's a fantastic idea, Kat. I'm actually going to take a note of that with my pen like a dope also. Because indeed, like a snippet functionality. Yeah. That is a really good idea because, yeah, you don't want to lose everything, but you want to just keep some tiny bits to the side, maybe in a little side place where you can pull them back in later. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so come on, someone give me a little something to get going with. I'm going to have a little sip of wine and we'll see. Okay, that's excellent. Thank you, Petra, for giving more fuel to this snippet functionality that I'm definitely feeling right now. I wish you had wine too, Nicholas. Okay, Kat, you've got it. That is it. So anything is possible with a keen blade at the right moment. So for those who were not here last week, which I think is most people, last week, Kat and I worked on some baking business and we made some characters. They're still down here. So Kat, you can still see, or you can't because I can't scroll down enough. But at the bottom of Kat's character trait list, it says anything is possible with a keen blade at the right moment, because Kat was going to basically go into her bake-off session and something bad was going to happen with a knife. But I think something bad did not happen with a knife after all, because I saw the pictures of the cakes and they were very good. Anything is possible with a keen blade at the right moment. So who do we think is the right one of our lads to take us into the start of the story? I will make some choices along the way, but I'd love to get it rolling with interaction from others. Something happened with a plastic spoon. Well, you know, LAIKA can be prophetic, but always a little chaotic. So better a spoon than a knife, as they always say. Okay, so I am going to give it another sip and then I'm going to choose. Dunsany. You got it, Petra. So let's take Dunsany's dreams and let's give it a whirl. Therein lies the whole of my journey to you, to bring you back again to me and to fetter you with my cateperies from the world. I don't know what a catapary is, but this is quite creepy and has a vibe of a necromantic stalker, if you ask me, which I love, but let's see what the other options might be. Still the hound lingers for a moment and peered long and hard into the dark. And soon he gave it his all, and the hound sprang forward and leered out into the dark. Okay, so we have a kind of hound business, a Hound of the Baskervilles vibe, or we have Therein lay the doom of cities all slain, and the sword that lies between them both must go forth and go far. Oh, go forth and go far is really nice, huh? Go forth and go far. Okay, therefore means speak in prowling tone when they speak to one another of the dead. I like prowling tone. Ooh, prowling tone. Beautiful. Okay, so I don't know which of these to go for. This is quite poetic, but I don't know how it's kind of leading us into a story. And I'm not super into the hound business right now. But I think we can make this into something. I think we're going to have to get rid of the categories because, I mean, I don't know what that is. Last week we had the weird Victorian cooking ingredient cotyledon, which Kat looked up for me and is quite insane. But I don't know what a category is. And the feathers are definitely creepy. So are we going to, I think we'll just go with this one. We'll just go with this one and see where it leads. And I think again, like with one of our previous stories, we are going to be the bad guy. But that's how it goes, I guess. So anything is possible with a keen blade at the right moment. Therein lies the whole of my journey to you, to bring you back again to me and to fetter you. Okay, I think we'll just end it at fetter you. To fetter you. Okay. Catupery, a soft spreadable cheese. Oh yeah, my my soft spreadable cheeses bring all the boys to the yard, and that's how we will fetter them. Yes, okay, excellent, excellent work. So we have this now. Now I'm just going to have a little quick look and see if any of our previous like lines that we got are going to be something nice we could pop in here. Okay, not really the fires of the gods, the sleeping of the ground. Actually, the sleeping of the ground might work here. From my perch. I don't really have a perch, do I? From my location. I need a good poetic word for location. From where I stand. I can hear the sleeping of the ground. And let's see what somebody else has to give us. I think this would be a nice moment for a bit of Dracula. So let's give it a Dracula moment. I can hear the sleeping of the ground. The coming wind that makes my hopes so small in man, and so terrible in thought. Okay, nice. Something good there. And the trees. The slow breath that is key to me as I carry a great escaped soul on my back. Okay, this is really interesting. I'm starting to get the feeling that we might be in hell. And the howling of the wolves, and the howling of the wolves in the trees. Some of the wolves are sleeping as deep as the snow. Okay. So I love this. Make my hopes so small in man. But I think I like this part even more, the slow breath that is key to me. Yeah, whose soul do we carry, Kat? It's really like, I mean, we're going to find out, right? We're going to find out between inventing it ourselves and getting LAIKA to help us and invent it. So from where I stand, I can hear the sleeping of the ground and the slow breath that is key to me. As I carry a great escaped soul on my back. Okay, let's just read this for a second. Yeah, LAIKA has a lot to hide. Is the soul we carry the one we are bringing back and fettering? Yeah, I think it might be Petra. I think that's really good. Mooch. That's really good. So we're bringing them back again to me and to fetter you. I wonder if we should get rid of the fettering part. I think we should maybe get rid of the fettering part because this might actually be a kind of a spooky love story instead. I'm not sure. Can you give me some opinions there? Who's down for ditching the fetter? Okay, it's too busy having a little showdown in the chat. A little mooch cat showdown. My best baking friends. So fetter means like chains or like something that's holding something together. So like if someone's hands were tied, they'd be fettered, or if they had chains on their legs, they'd be fettered. No fetter opinions. Okay, I'm gonna make an executive decision here and delete the fetters. Because I feel like this makes it feel a bit stronger to me. So anything is possible with a keen blade at the right moment. Therein lies the whole of my journey to you, to bring you back again to me. From where I stand, I can hear the sleeping of the ground and the slow breath that is key to me as I carry a great escaped soul on my back. I'm going to change the as to a full stop. I carry a great escaped soul on my back because it maybe doesn't quite make so much sense without that. So, okay, we've got the blade, we've got the journey. It's beautiful. And we've got this escaped soul on the back. What could happen next? And who should help us to bring the next thing together? Carry a great escaped soul on my back. How long have you wandered? And what have you seen out there in the lands untouched by moonlight, by sunlight? Okay, let's see. I think this is a nice moment. We've had already Dracula, we've had Dunsany. Let's take in a little bit of Maturin now and see what he has to give us. Oh, Le Fanu next. Yeah, you got it. You got it, Kat. We go for the Fanu. Le Fanu on a roll. Let's see what he has to say. How long have you wandered and what have you seen out there in the lands untouched by sunlight? I asked. You saw what I saw out there, about half a mile away. How can you not say a word about it? Were you ever to return? You were never to return to the Schloss? I have seen everything. Okay, I quite like I have seen everything. How many murdered and wounded have you seen? How many beloved have you lost? Wow. A wound that would not go away, like that of a beast rising from its gallows and enveloping you. Okay. When you say that one is good, Petra, do you mean this one that I'm looking at right now with the how many murdered and wounded? I think there might be a little bit of a delay, so I don't want to choose the wrong one. Okay, great. So I agree that this one is good. There was one little piece I liked from one of the others. Let's see if we can pull that in as well. How could you not say anything about what we've seen? Yeah, I like that too. And I like I have seen everything. I'm just going to write that in here. Okay. How long have you wandered? What have you seen out there in the lands untouched by sunlight? How many murdered? How many wounded? How many wounded? How many beloved ones have you lost? Have you experienced I think we maybe change this a wound to the wound. Have you experienced the wound that doesn't go away? Like that of a beast rising from its gallows. I know you have, for I have seen everything. 2. How is it that You say nothing. About what we've seen. Okay. Yes, there are so many fun bits to pull together. So we're now talking to this escaped soul on the back, who's on our back, and we're trying to bring them back again somehow. They are dead, clearly, but they have escaped, perhaps from hell. I'm kind of getting the sense that we are heading down to hell to take back somebody that we love, and we're bringing them back up to the main world, to the main world. I don't know what the main world is called, the non-hell version of the world. And that is what we're going to do. And we need to think constantly about this piece here as well, right? We started the game with the keen blade. Yeah, upstairs. Thank you, Petra. We started with the keen blade, and this is a Chekhov's keen blade, so we're going to have to bring that back at some point when we get them to where we're supposed to go in order to bring them back to us, okay? So here we are. We've got the keen blade at the right moment, and now we've got the journey to bring you back to me. My journey to you. So we've gone down to hell, I think, to get this escaped soul, and now we've taken them and we're going to bring them back to ourselves and to the real world, the upstairs world. Okay, so here now we're starting to get a little bit warped in the mind down here, the sleeping of the ground, the slow breath, the beast rising from its gallows. And now let's see if we can maybe move the story along a little bit into the journey, so bringing us back up, up, up. So perhaps let's walk up a few stairs. Your tongue was always slow. Your tongue was always slow. Later, later. For now, I walk upwards. Upwards. Sorry, Nicholas. I'll see you next time. Have a good weekend. Upwards and upwards. These stairs seem never ending. Okay, so we've had now Dunsany, Dracula, Fanu. Let's give Maturin a try. Where is he? Here he is. Okay, here we go. At last, they reach the pavement of the figure before me. Okay. I'll move the screen up a little bit so we can see a bit better. Okay. Okay. I think this might be the one. Let me know if you have any thoughts on it. The first one, I feel I don't particularly want to meet the figure of Melmoth right now, because that's a character from a different book, like it's a different story. It's like it's a whole thing that has going on. I don't know if you need to interact with Melmoth to bring this story to a good resolution. This one I'm not so sure about. It's very time-based and it's very like I don't know, I'm not feeling it. So the one that I feel is the best out of these three, and I have this kind of like compunction to like stick with one of the three at least, always, to kind of pull us forward and get us to the next spot. So this is the one I'm going to go for the one of the three. So upwards and upwards, these stairs seem never ending. But ahead, a door creaks open. You see, I never saw any door open here before. Let's bring those red clouds in, huh? The far off voice. Yeah, the far off voice. I was thinking the far off voice was kind of interesting. Maybe I should keep that far off voice. That was too hasty of me, Petra. We'll bring him back by alternating. So I go up. Go up them. A voice. Says a voice far off. I climb. And I see a door open up ahead. My heart jumps. You see, I never saw any door open here before. Okay. Yes. Oh, that's a good one, Kat. Yeah. Let's get rid of that eye. Go up. Says a voice far off. I think this is even better if we say a far off voice. I don't know about that, but it feels. I'm just going by feeling here. Go up, says a far off voice. I climb and I see a door open up ahead. My heart jumps. You see, I never saw any door open here before. So I guess we're going to walk through the door. We're actually probably quite wrecked. We've been climbing, we've been moving up and up and up. So we have been here before. Yeah. Good point, Petra. That's a really nice point. I love that. I think we're going to go for that thing. Forget about all that stuff I was saying. Let's pull our minds onto I never saw any door open here before. And I have been here many, many times. Do you think we come here, we keep trying to save the same soul? Or do you think it's different souls? Ooh, this is so juicy. I'm really enjoying this one. I'm really excited about it. So sorry if I'm a little over enthusiastic. Okay, I'm going to have a small glance at the notes that we took from before and just see if there's anything in there that gives me something. So we've got those fires of the gods shining red upon the world. We have the sleeping of the ground. We have the Father asking whether I thought the moon was shining. We have go forth and go far. And we have the prowling tone and the red clouds. Those are the bits that I want to pull back at some point if we have space for them. But I'm going to hold up the candle to give you power as you decide, Petra and Kat, what's going to happen. The far-off voice is a god. Not what you asked, but maybe that connects. Yeah, that definitely could be. That could be something that we could ask a little bit more help from Dunsany on, since he's the one who's most time in the godsy about it all. Oh boy, this is really tough. I feel like this is one of those moments where like the fork is very important. Like this is the choice we make here is probably the most important choice we've made since we started the story, in terms of like where it's going to go and what the shape is going to be. Flip a coin. Okay, can you flip a coin for me? Okay, Petra has chosen. It is okay. We don't need to flip a coin. It would be the same soul we're trying to save. Okay, good. I have been here many, many times. Oh, I know. I've been here many, many times. Over and over have I descended to try to save you. But this time we have the knife. But this time is different. This time I have the blade. Yes, yes. Okay, so who's left? I think we've heard from everybody, except, have we heard from everybody now? 1, 2, 3, 4. I only see 4 here. We've had definitely Fanu. We've had definitely Dracula, right? Or did we have Dracula? Melmoth. Little Dorian. All right, Cat. Let's go, Dorian. This time I have the blade. Let's just scroll up a little. I will go through the house at once and see the key. There is no place to hide. We have to look for the key. Okay. She calls for it, I call for it too, yet I'm afraid of dying. I know you will spare me, I know that too. Oh, I really like, I know you will spare me, I know that too. That's a very nice piece. Yes, you are going to save me, Dorian. I can't bear it. It seems to me that you've forgotten I'm not fit for this. Okay, so I like here that there is no place to hide. That seems good. It seems like we're kind of, there's something building. There's something that we need, that needs to happen. There's no hiding. We keep coming down here. We keep failing. This time we have the blade. There's no place to hide. But then I also like the, I am afraid of dying. I know you will spare me. I know that too. So I'm wondering if we can keep this part and then between these two pieces here, stick in the line from the other piece. There is no place to hide. So let's try it out. This time I have the blade. It may not seem like it, but I am afraid of dying. And even though there is no place to hide, I know you will spare me. I know that too. Even though I know. Okay. So let's get into it. Let's take it all together now. Let's pull it into the pieces. So we're starting with the blade. Then we know that we have the journey is to bring you back to me. We know we have this escaped soul on the back. We have questions for them, but we know the answers because we've been there too. We know that we have seen everything. We've gone up, and now this time we have the blade. But we know they're going to spare us. So there's something that when we release them, the escaped soul, they're going to be very dangerous. So Muchi, you're saying you're confused why we descend when we go up. Yeah, we descended first. We descended to hell. So we kind of turn this into like going down maybe through the 7 circles of hell to find this escaped soul, our beloved, and to save them. And now we're going up. We're climbing back up. So we descended to save them, and now we're climbing up the steps with them on our backs, trying to get out of hell. And this time we're going to succeed, and they're not going to be able to take our soul back from us because we have the blade. Okay, Kat has some points here. I wonder if the soul actually wants us to save them. They've seen a lot of bad things. Maybe they just want to be at rest and deal with their fate. Ooh. Okay, you're throwing some really cool thoughts into the mix there, Kat. That is, and that also kind of comes with this part here, right? It's like, I'm saying this like, there's no place to hide, but I know you'll spare me, right, darling? You're going to spare me. There's like, there is maybe the sense that the darling, that the beloved is actually an incredibly dangerous person, or an incredibly dangerous spirit or demon of some kind, that is far out of our league and way beyond anything we're able to deal with. And yet here we are, constantly trying to kidnap them from hell and bring them back home. Yeah, to bring you back to me is not, you're right, it's not about saving. Did say to save you here, but dun dun dun. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I know you will spare me. I know that too. Okay, so what's next? What do we have now? Now that we know these things, I feel like we're going to need to encounter some sort of challenge, perhaps at the gates of hell, or like perhaps some sort of challenge that we need to use the blade to get past. We deceive ourselves into thinking we saved them. Yeah. Or perhaps there is a point that when you bring the soul back using the blade, kind of like kills them in the demon world and keeps them in this world. I don't know. I'm kind of losing it now. The villain who believes they're the hero. That's us. That is us every time, every week. Okay. What's this? What's that up ahead? Drum beats. The stench of blood. The roar of the legion. But I have the blade. This time is different. Okay, so we're saying the same thing, but just changing the order. So we're kind of like doing this, like making this the centerpiece, and now we're flipping it back around and we're going to go the other way. Cat. Yes, we are indeed the villains of yoga also. Shine a light into the dark spots. That's what we are going to do. The blade is going to get us out of this place. The blade, I don't think is a blade that kills. I don't think it's a blade that hurts. I think it's a blade that's going to like reveal the reality. So we're inside of some kind of awful, chaotic universe, and we're going to slash the blade through the air, perhaps, and then reveal that be able to escape. So we weren't able to escape before because we just kept climbing, but there was we didn't know how we were going to be able to get out. Now here we are, we've climbed, and now we have a door, and now we have the blade. So now we're going to be able to get ourselves out. So, okay, I hold it aloft. As the roar grows louder. I hold it up. Gazing up at the red clouds. And I slash the blade across the air. Oh, something holds us back. Okay, cat. Ooh, ooh. Retreat. I hold it up, gazing at the red clouds. One slash in the air, and we're home, free. Yeah, the soul, I like that idea. But then you stir. And you. Okay, who are we gonna trust with this very important piece of what the soul has to say to us about our rending of space and time with the blade of destiny? Which one of our guys do we trust? Is it Sheridan Le Fanu, Bram Stoker, Charles Maturin, Oscar Wilde, or Alfred Lord Dunsany? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Whoever writes first wins the answer. Le Fanu it is, Kat. He is. I think he's also been my fave so far. Okay, but then you stir, and you begin to move again. Are you all right? My father held up his sword. Okay. Don't know about introducing the father character here at this late hour. And you pale and your eyes gloat. Okay, this might be the one. This might be the one. And you turn and you see the pale light of the moon up there. Beyond the clouds. What is it? What is it that I am? Is there a meaning in all this? Is there a frightful sense to this extraordinary story? Okay, so I love you turn and you see the pale light of the moon up there. Love this, but I also love this piece of your eyes gloat. What does it matter? Like this, this kind of, I'm trying to like bargain with the soul. It's no more. It was enough. Okay, but I think this one might be the strongest. It's no more. It was enough. Yeah. Also the insisting that it's no more. Okay, I think we're going to have to take that piece from this bit. Although maybe we just take this bit and we forget about the pale light of the moon up there. Let's just take the pale light of the moon back to this piece. But then you stir and you pale. And your eyes gloat. Your eyes gloat. Your heart beating in rhythm with the Legion. No. I cry. What does it matter? It's no more. You had enough. You do not believe me? Okay, the moon is also good, but I like this. You stir, you pale, your eyes glowed, your heart beating in rhythm with the Legion. No, I cry. What does it matter? It's no more. You had enough. I don't think we need the believing. You had enough. And you grow. You grow. Blot out the moon itself into the form you have become familiar with, and you take the blade from me. Yeah, the soul. I think the soul is like actually like a prince of hell or something. The soul is like a powerful force who wants to stay down here, and we need to let them do that. You grow to let the moon itself into the form you have become familiar with. And you take the blade from me. You take the blade. and you. See, a little bit of Dracula. Yeah, the soul don't need no man. And you cut him from me, you side with me, you side with me. We do not seek death, we do not seek death. We shall keep the moon for a land of dreams. You cut off your head and nose and throat and mouth and teeth. That's a lot. That's a lot going on there. You take it in your hands and you take it. The wreath is a wild wound. I fear for you. Oh, I'm kind of thinking back again to this moment we had before where we knew that they were going to spare us. I wonder if they are going to spare us, or if this time is different because we have the blade, but not in the way we thought it was going to be. Actually, in a much worse way for us. That perhaps for once we're not going to actually get away with being our little villains who think we're heroes of the story, but we're actually going to not get out. You take the blade from me, you take the blade, and you take it in your hands, and you take it up high. The wreath. Around your head is a wild wound. I fear for you, I fear for you. I fear for me. You will spare me, won't you? Go up, this time I'm done dealing with your rubbish. Okay, so basically, we had the soul in our back, now the soul is not in our back. We have a legion of demons coming towards us. We can hear the drum beats, the stench of blood, the roar of them coming towards us. The soul that we thought we were trying to save, but really just bring back to us. Perhaps we're not even their beloved, perhaps we're some kind of magician who wants to use their power, has now brought free and taken the blade, and they've taken the blade up nice and high. They have this wreath around their head. Wow, I also have a wreath around my head. Weird synchronicities, guys. And we fear for them. I fear for you, I fear for you, I fear for me. You will spare me, won't you? What do you think? Should we find out what happens next, or should we leave this as the space where things should end? I don't think we should leave. The fire of the gods. Okay, Petra. Beautiful. I look up. I look up at the red clouds. The fires of the gods. Shining red upon the world. Shining upon the world. Okay. The soul is a woman on the internet tired of mansplaining. I love it. I love it. And yes, this is my haircut. Maybe let's see if there's a nice little Sheridan line. A little Sheridan Le Fanu, or sorry, a little Dunsany line from Time in the Gods to kind of ease us out, because we're looking up now we're looking in this beautiful sky, the red clouds, the fires of the gods shining upon the world. We're not even in the world. We're still in hell. Let's see what we can do with a little bit of Dunsany down the bottom here. Okay. Gods and the armies of men, and the mountains of earth. That's a little bit dramatic. The gods tearing their clothes. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. I fear for me. You will spare me, won't you? I look up at the red clouds, the fires of the gods shining upon the world, and I know not what answer you will give. For the voices of the gods are still silence upon the hill, and the voices Okay, I think that's good. You will spare me, won't you? I look up at the red clouds, the fires of the gods shining upon the world, and I know not what answer you will give. For the voices of the gods are still silence, and still. Mm-hmm. Okay, I quite like that. I quite like that a lot. Um, because I feel like there's an awful lot going on, and even though we have actually made it into a thing, it's still something that can be interpreted in a bunch of ways. Can we ask if the soul ever loved us? We sure can, Kat. We will ask it down here. I will ask it here and we'll see. And then we'll take it away and keep the open ending. Did you ever love me? I think you want Fanu to answer this, right, Kat? Just for us to know, just for us chickens in here. Where is old Fanu? Well, well, that's something. She's gone to the library to read, and then tomorrow she's going to return to us. That thing we've been trying all along with the blades and the demons and the hell. And she just wants to have a little look at her book, and then she's going to come back. No biggie. No. She let me out of the saloon. Yeah, and then a lot more questions. But I think we can, yeah, like the kind of like the sideline version is, yeah, indeed, it is a woman tired of being mansplained to on the internet, and she just wants to read her damn book and have a glass of wine, and she just leads you out of the pub and says, "Look, I'll be over tomorrow, darling. Just chill out with all this knife business. It's going to be grand." But we have a very dramatic thing. I will make sure to copy it and I will send it to you, Kat. I'm going to also take a nice little screenshot here of what we've got, so I have all the bits. But let's also maybe just before we close up for the day, let's make one. Are you imagining me as an escaped soul again? Let's take one little piece of it and make an illustration for our story with Midjourney, because I love having the little combo of the illustration as well. Okay, which of these little pieces do you think is the one that we want to get illustrated? Just any little segment that you think, ooh, yeah, I want to see the picture for that. Let me know, and we will get that before we finish. But it is just so fun making these things, I have to say. The clouds of the gods. Okay, let's go for the clouds of the gods. Where are they? Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to take that and yeah, holding the blade and looking up at the red clouds. Maybe we can make the two things together. Yeah, I'll put them both in. So I'm just going into our Midjourney thing here, and I'm just going to imagine, and we're just going to say, I hold the blade and look up, I hold the blade high and look up at the red clouds, the fires of the gods shining upon the world. I wonder, is there anything we can add to make it like definitely give us the kind of thing we want? So you can see, like before, I was using this yesterday to make the picture for this like event. You know, a seance of Gothic Irish writers conjuring a spirit in their midst, grainy photograph, Victorian era, washed out pastel colours, dreamy. So what kind of thing do we want to add in here? I think it's like, it's kind of like a, it's like a kind of fantasy. It's like high fantasy, mythical, yeah, mythical. Mythical is the good word. Mythical, unsettling. Mythical, unsettling, muted colours. Okay, let's see what we get. It usually is pretty quick at getting itself together. You can see it's got its little 0% here. And it's often quite quick. Okay, here we go. It doesn't look to me like we're going to have any blade in there. It looks like it's just going to show us the fires of the gods, just like all about fires of the gods. But let's see, you never know. It was very fires of the gods. You gonna like pop a little character in? Oh yeah, but now we're getting somewhere. I like this. I like the one on the upper right. Less fiery than expected. Okay, I think this one is very good. This like the upper right. I think we'll get that one. We'll get a little upgraded version of that. And that will be our beautiful thing. So the other part that Mar has been working on, like I think we showed it last week. So while that works, I'm just going to show you. He's been integrating Stable Diffusion into LAIKA. So I can only have it in our other version. So this is like the training version. It's not live to everyone, but you can see here, I walked down to the shop and ate a bagel, is absolutely horrifying, to be honest. But let's get rid of that and pop in what we had and ask for an image and see what Stable Diffusion has for us. You love that bagel. Yeah, I know exactly, Kat, right? It's like, why is he eating a bagel in the chemist's? Okay, so Stable Diffusion gives us this. A little bit boring, I would say, but at least it's quick. And what's our mid-journey image looking like? Oh, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. This is me here, holding that blade aloft, looking up at the fires of the gods and the red clouds, trying to take my beloved home. Gorgeous. All right. So, folks, what I'm going to do is I am going to send you all this story. I will send it to you with the picture, and thank you so much for being along with me for this extremely fun making of the story. I had a really good time and I love hanging out with you guys. So thank you so much for being here. And I hope you have a really good Friday evening and a really good weekend. And can't wait to see you all next week for, a little bit of Tuesday yoga. So thanks, my loves.